world, but we'll be doing our bit here and in a big way.
Yes, and we'll be starting a discussion, a regional connection between colleagues across the Caribbean, discussing the theme of the day, empowering and advancing the rights of disabled persons through leadership.
Empowering and advancing
For sustainable development. So leadership of persons with disabilities is a very crucial, because we want them to take their space, to be in charge of their lives and livelihood. And that can only be done through a process of empowerment. And community-based rehabilitation, inclusion and development strategies will help persons with disabilities to rise up and take leadership positions within their communities. And so the theme of the panel discussion will be to amplify those concepts of how persons with disabilities can show leadership and gain leadership qualities and look after themselves through these strategies that we want to promote.
And the NCBI has been doing its bit right here on Nevis to empower persons with disabilities, and maybe you can brief us, Dr. Lyward, as to some of the things that we are doing.
Well, we have been soft launching our Rehabilitation Day Center programs from since the 24th or 27th of June thereabout, and that has been going from strength to strength. And now the time has come where we are planning a grand launching ceremony where we're inviting the officials of state and other stakeholders in the Nevisian community, and thank you as well to come and join us at the Malcolm Gishard Recreation Park on the 3rd of December for a grand launching ceremony where we will get the public endorsement of the officials of state to say, yes, they are supporting this program, and we have been working behind the scenes, putting things in place for that great launching ceremony on the 3rd of December. So flag your diary and be prepared to come and join us and sample the atmosphere. And in addition to the grand launch, we plan to have a barbecue, fundraising barbecue, and a fun day at the park where the persons with disabilities and all those who come to the Day Center program, and of course others who want to see what we do and join us, then you're free to come out and support us on the day while we, have fun at Malcolm Gishard Recreation Park, and we have a barbecue on sale to raise funds for the group.
I was just going to ask you if there's any space left for anyone to fill. Can persons still come and say, Dr. Lyward, how can I be a part of the 3rd of December? How can I be a part of this fun day? What can I do? What can I do to advance the cause of the NCBR's fun day at the Malcolm Gishard Park? What can I do to be a part of the Day Center? What can I do to be a part of NCBR? How can I help?
Come and talk to us. Let's have a conversation. Everything begins with a conversation, and we explore the possibilities. I mean, a few persons have heard of what we're doing, and they reach out to me. We sat down, we discuss, explore what they're looking for and what we are doing, and now they are active volunteers. Want to say good morning to Monica Fergus and Rachel Krishlo, who are two of our stalwart volunteers. Also Jacinth and Patricia.
And Ermin.
And Ermin Ibo, yeah. They have been very faithful supporting the program, and we thank them for their time and the effort and their abiding presence with us.
Yes, I felt very proud yesterday when I had the opportunity to let Jacinth and Patricia know how much we value and how much we appreciate their selfless sacrifice and their volunteerism as they consistently and I think intentionally comes to the Day Center to support the program. We're very, very proud of them and very appreciative of their input, and especially Jacinth. She in a very, very quiet way always have a suggestion and always looks around to see how we can do things better, and we wanted to know how much we appreciate her input. Patricia is one of a kind. I don't think there's anyone else like her in the world. She just always makes sure that everything is in order. You know, you cannot have an unkept space while Patricia is around. She makes sure everything is always um, speak and span, and we want Patricia to know how much, we appreciate her input. Sometimes people do things that seems insignificant to anyone else, Dr. Liebert, and they feel that, well, I'm just doing this because, I like doing it, I have the strength, but I don't know whether or not it's making a difference. I don't know if anybody appreciates what I'm doing because it seems so simple and so insignificant. But we'd like Patricia to know that we value her input, we value and appreciate her sacrifice, and when she isn't there, there's a void.
Definitely, definitely. And this project is dependent on volunteers. We don't have any funds to pay any wages or stipend, and so we depend on persons to see the need and to give of the time, the skills, the effort to just help a cause. Those who are vulnerable, those who are marginalized, those who are living in the shadows of life, so that they could have a better life and livelihood. And that is what this thing is all about. It's paying back to our communities so that we can help those who are in the shadows to feel that if they are still welcome and appreciated in the mainstream society.
And I am very proud to be a testimony that those persons that have come on board and volunteer have testified that they really have fun. They can see their contribution bearing fruits. They can see the smiling faces. They can see the way that the shoulders have been lifted and how people's faces have lighted up because they're there to give a word of encouragement, because they're there to hold the hand of whoever needs a hand to lead them through something or whatever, to just be there. Right, Ray? Right, Patricia? Right, Jacinth? Thank you all so very much. We want them to know, and I'm not ashamed to let the world know that these are people that are selflessly come alongside us and have lifted their heads and lifted our hearts, with their contribution. We are so very proud of them. And I'm sure that as they come, that they have been learning and they have been inspired as to what has been happening. Mignam, we could never forget you. I was saying to my wife yesterday, talking about Mignon. She just comes with a program. She comes with a mindset. She comes like when you scratch a match. I said, I'm gonna light them on fire today. And I'm so glad that the participants looks forward to her presence, and she always leaves you with something. You can't forget her. She leaves her mark everywhere she goes.
No, and
right?
I still have her tea. The last Monday we did tea, and I love iced tea. So I learned something very, very interesting. I've always used rose hip, and I thought rose hip was something, that were really out of my reach. So when there is this vitamin C that has rose hip in it, and over the years, I've always bought that. Mignam came, and she just blew me clean out of the water because she walked in with two little bunch of roses. And I was like, okay, so we having rose petals in our tea, which actually we did. The tea had rose petals in it, as well as, cinnamon, lemongrass and mint and, different concoctions. But what I learned was that there's a part of the rose tree that we always pick and throw away. After the rose bloom, you have a little round thing there.
Is that the rose or the sorrel?
No, the rose. The plant, the rose tree.
Oh, okay.
And I know we usually take it off so that the tree can, refresh itself and all of that. This little seed thing. And she's telling me that is the rose hip that I love all these years.
And that's where the nutrition
and
is.
And that's what I've been cutting off the rose tree and throwing away.
It was also interesting to learn that, the sorrel, those of you who have been over the years, harvesting soil, especially around this time of the year, when you take a knife and you cut a ring around that red part, right? And you pull it off, and then you leave the pod with the seeds, right? And you say, well, all I want from this pod is the seeds. Once I get the seeds out, I can show the rest on the heap. Mignon says, not so. That pod has all that you need in there, right? So it's so interesting, and I have to thank her. She's just so inspiring, so enlightening. She always leaves something for you to think about.
Yes.
Always leaves you with something to think about, and not only something to think about, but evidence of what she's saying, so you can try it yourself, right? And we're so appreciative of those persons who have come by and made a difference at our program. Dr. Lai, we've had our patches where persons say, everything's so boring, you feel like you just come here and sit down and watch each other and talk and all that kind of thing. But we have been making strides, we have been making bold steps, big steps going forward. Persons have been coming in and challenging the participants and say, well, this is how you can do this. Persons have been taught to sew and to knit and to do different things. I was very, very intrigued when Mignum on Monday came and said, well, I got all these herbs, this is herbs day. And I'm like, herbs? That doesn't ring a very nice bell for me. She said, well, not that kind of herb. She said, these are herbs that can help you, right? These are herbs that have been taken for granted. These are things that we literally watch and think that it's,
Yes.
no good, right?
good.
So let's just straight away leave it to dry or whatever. And even when it's dry, she says, you can find something to do with it that will benefit you, that will help you. Mignon, we are bigging you up today. We thank you so very much. She's well researched and she's so positive about what she does.
Yes.
Sometimes you're saying things and you're wondering, well, I'm not so sure if they are believing what I'm saying. I'm not even so sure if I believe it myself, but she is positive, right? And she goes about with a bounce, with a spring in her steps and a big smile, and she just challenges everyone. Do this, it's going to help you. You're going to thank me someday. Well, we're thanking you now.
Yeah.
And one of the benefits of this program that we are trying to establish is that it provides a space for persons out there who have lots of wealth of knowledge, skills, experience to come and give back to the community.
Yes.
Yes.
A lot of retirees, after they've finished the formal employment and so on, and they're yearning for something to do, and this is
Because they're still full of energy.
And our volunteers who have joined us, that's their role. They have retired from formal employment, but they still have a lot of vibrancy in them. Still have a lot of spunk, a lot of life to live,
Wisdom.
And a
and they
wealth
want
of
something
knowledge.
useful to do. And so this center program provides such an opportunity. And anyone out there who is hearing our voices this morning, and you feel like as if you're underutilized, come and talk to us. And we'll be so glad to engage you. You don't have to spend all day, all week, but whatever time you can afford,
you
we
can
will fit
afford.
you into our schedule. And as we build our programs and begin to show persons who have been marginalized, who have an illness and they can't get back to work, that they could still retrain and do something useful. One of our attendees yesterday was speaking to him, he lost a limb early in the year, and so he's been off employment. And now he's going through a listless phase, right? And when I asked him, what is this center program doing for you? He said, just to get out of the house, He's just so glad that he have a space where he can come out daily.
A
and,
safe space.
and begin to rebuild his self-esteem, begin to focus again as to what can I do with my remaining time on this earth, And he have a lot of time left to live. But because of the loss of a limb, going through that period of despondency and felt, my life is gone up in smoke, I can't do what I was doing all along. And so he now have to internalize all these things and begin to refocus and rebuild his life. And the program that we are establishing does all that, It gives people time and space to reflect and to appraise their remaining strength, do their own SWOT analysis, what they call strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats, and see how they could use that data with our guidance to find something useful to do and become productive again to society.
And we know that there are many of you out there, and we thank you for listening, because I get comments and feedback all the time. Persons listen to the program. When you try to tell people, oh, I listen to you every Friday morning. Well, thank you so much, but we want you to make the next step, right? And come and have a conversation with us. Come and see what we are doing. Come and spend a half an hour, 15 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, half a day, whatever, and you'll be surprised to see, how much you can contribute, you can be a part of, and happy about it too, because this is a very rewarding exercise.
And those on the Facebook Live who could see the display on the screen, we want to just spend some time to to speak about the upcoming events on the 3rd of December. We have planned a fun day at the Malcolm Gishard Recreational Park, and of that fun day, the highlight will be official launching ceremony of the center program, and we'll be having this barbecue and fun event where we play games, whatever the team has decided to do and people want to do. We'll have board games, Scrabble, dominoes,
and music,
checkers. There'll be background music, and you could bring your own picnic bag, and you could share something with others who come along, and just sit around and socialize and have fun. Enjoy the ambience of the Malcolm Gishard Recreational Park.
But we want everyone to come along.
We'll have a barbecue on sale for those who want to support the cause and help us to raise funds.
Thank you. I was just going to say that we'd like everyone to, come with a mindset to contribute, to buy a barbecue lunch, whether a lunch or just, something, and as you give your support to the day center.
Right? So this activity will be from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. The same time slot that we spend at the day center. And we have the official launching ceremony between 10 and 11:30 at 10 and 12, depending on how many items we have on the program. But we are inviting the government officials to come and join us and make some little pronouncements of their intention to support this program and so on. Everything takes time, but they have already been working with us. They have given us permission to use the community center. They have given us technical advice and support along the way. They supported our summer camp last year with financial contribution, and that was a very good success. And now we launch our Day Center program, where we commit ourselves to being there Monday to Friday, 9 to 3, to create a space where persons with disabilities can know, well, I'm going to work, and my work is at the Day Center. And even though we don't have all our programs fully up and running yet, we are finding things to do. Needle craft, weaving, and we're thankful to Julie, one of our volunteers, who's coming out to have that skill. We're thankful for Mignon Wade, who Gwen spoke about just a while ago. We're thankful for Rachel. And Armin Ibo have come along, a retired social worker from the UK. And of course we have our Monica Fergus, who is our center coordinator. She has to seek employment elsewhere, but she still comes out when she has time to support the program. That she is that committed that even if she has gained employment elsewhere, she still comes out and discuss, and and that's the thing we want to see, that persons who have been in the program, when they have to move on because they get a job somewhere else, they still come back, attend meeting, they call up and say what's going on, what's new this week, and what are you planning at the center, and that's what we want to see, that it's part of the community consciousness, that whether you been before or not, you still want to know how the program is going, and you're referring others to come and join, because people out there looking something to do, and you've been there before, you experience the value of the program, and you refer others, and that's how it is. It's a conveyor belt of personality and experiences, and they, keep the thing going. And people ask me, how long will this go for? As long as life lasts, we have this center program.
Of course. Right? when we can't do it, someone else will.
Yeah.
Right? And Dr. permit me to say good morning and express appreciation to a couple of Hazels. I've got at least 3 of them. Hazel Claxton, she's in New York and always pledges and gives her support to CBR and to 2020 Vision Radio. Thank you very much, Hazel. Hazel Francis is also in New York. Good morning to you, Hazel. Hope they're doing good. And our very own Hazel Chapman here, who always relentlessly supports whatever we're doing at CBR. We're so appreciative of that. Good morning to you, Hazel, and thank you all very much. You got that, Hazel?
Well, there's a Hazel Nisbet from Fountain, who is one of my patients who've been trying to get into a program like this, you know. So
Oh, by the way,
yeah.
yesterday, one of my presenters here at 2020 said, "Tell Dr. Lai what his favorite patient says hello."
Yeah.
Do you know who that is?
I wouldn't have a guess because there's
Oh.
so many.
You have so many favorites?
Yeah.
But it was Raul.
Huh?
Raul.
Okay, good.
Quite a guy,
one,
you know.
one of your announcers, our program managers.
One of my DJs, yes.
DJs, yeah.
I think Raul's on Friday afternoons, I think.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I follow his program. Sometime.
And I gotta say good morning also to Ras Mafia Dan, Mr. Husbands, who has volunteered to be our DJ for our fun day. And also to mention later in the month of December, on the 18th, as a matter of fact, we'll be having our Christmas tree lighting not too far away from here, Dr. Labert. And that is looking to be a very, very exciting event as well. And we're inviting everyone to come and join with us as we celebrate Christmas and as we make our mark in town to say, well, this is CBR's way of, pulling the community together, and let's celebrate together. And that's going to be happening on the 18th at about 6 o'clock, 5:30, 6 o'clock down here at the grounds of the Navy Museum of History.
Yes, at the Hamilton, Alexander Hamilton
Yes.
ground.
Well, people call it a lot of things.
Yeah. I want to say good morning to our online Facebook commentators and our good old brother Burnell. Now, John Olin saying good morning to all.
I was just thinking of it. Morning, Bonnell. I hope he hasn't lost his phone, because we haven't heard from him for a little bit.
Well, and he's still recuperating from his recent procedure to get his vision clearer.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Good morning to you, sir. Our thoughts and prayers are with you.
Yeah.
Good morning, Burnell.
And of course, we want to reach out to our chairman, Mr. Lofton Pemberton.
Oh, I had a very upbeat
And,
chat with him
also,
yesterday. He's recuperating, well, I wouldn't say swiftly, but surely. So more power to you, Lofton. Hope that you continue to do well, and our prayers and thoughts continue to be with you as well.
Yeah, and he and I had a WhatsApp exchange as I sort out his health situation, and mentioned the upcoming events, and of course he is looking forward to be part of the panel discussion, on that day. So
Well, it's very encouraging to know that he's optimistic about making sure that his mark is made in NCBR future.
yeah, and he's quietly recovering and getting back to strength and appreciating the efforts that we are making to keep the CBR, their center program, up and running. So, Mr. Pemberton, we know you'll be back fully in the fray in the not too distant future.
Yeah, we're ready to. The ship is sailing, but we'll get you on board.
Well, there are many life rafts and many
Yeah,
many shuttle ferries.
get a dinghy for him, huh?
Yeah,
Get a dinghy or a helicopter or something, lift him back on board.
exactly.
All right. And those of you who are listening and you're wondering how you're going to be a part of this, well, as Dr. Dawud says, just a conversation will get you in. Get started. You can call us here right now as we're here on 2020 Vision Radio 102.1 FM, and you can call us at 1-869-669-7312 or 1-869-469-7953. You can give us a call, and we'll be happy to accept your comments and facilitate your questions, if any. Or Dr. Dawud always boasts of you being able to find him on social media because he's a people's person. Do I
Yes.
get your amen, Dr. Dawud?
Pardon me?
Do I get your amen?
Amen. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, well, I'm a public servant. I offer service to the public, so I have to be available to those who want to utilize my services as a healthcare provider.
Okay. So find him. Maybe nothing is wrong with your health, but say, listen, doctor, I want to be a part of NCBR, so fill me in. All right?
Yeah.
And he'll be happy to do that.
Yes, when you serve in the public, you cannot afford to be incognito or hidden, you got to make yourself available.
I'd like to say good morning to my pastor, Pastor Sheila Patricia Hanley, who has committed to being to partner with NCBR in whatever way. Faith in Christ Ministries, the advanced gut, of course. We want to always find ourselves, working with and for the community. And so, however, we can partner with NCBR, we're endeavoring to do so. And thank you very much, Yutha Thompson, who is our
Good morning. Good morning.
who is our, what do you call that? I don't remember her job title right now as it relates to the ministry.
And I just want to
I
acknowledge.
think it's care and charity.
Care and Charity Hospitality.
I just want to acknowledge the help being offered by the Ministry of Health and Social Development and Gender Affairs. They are partnering with us as we about to launch our day center program officially. They were with us from the beginning and reached out to the Director of Gender Affairs, who embraced us, and then the Director of Community Development and the Assistant Permanent Secretary Community Development has been working closely with us in getting access to the community centers, and of course the Permanent Secretary. So they all have been very instrumental in different ways to see us becoming better established. There have been some constraints of resources, but we are managing within the means, and we are thankful for your blessings and support and technical provision. And I think for the day, the 3rd of December, they're mobilizing Health Promotion Unit to help with the marketing. They're mobilizing some transport services for those who want to come out to the fun day. So all out there who are hearing my voice this morning, that transportation will be provided for all persons with disabilities who want to attend the day center program.
Just call. And don't forget to say, Hail,
Just
Gail.
reach out to any one of us and spread the word around that whether you have an amputee, you have a visual impairment, or you have trouble navigating the public transport, just call up, give us your name, directions, and we'll put you on the list for pickup. And someone will be there to get you to the Malcolm Gishard Park to enjoy that facility. It's for all the visions, and we want to make every space accessible for everyone in Navy. So don't feel that you have to stay at home and moan and just look at pictures on the TV or screenshots and so on, but you can come out and be part of what goes on at that facility. So lovely facility, and we thank the government and all those who had the vision of it being established. And it's a place where Navy can go now and any time of day of week and just sit in the park and enjoy the ambience and have a little picnic and so on. And we from Navy CBR want to enjoy that ambience and bring out our clientele, disabled persons, to sit around and enjoy the ambience of the Malcolm Gishard Park. And guess
Paulette,
what?
are you going to say shout out to Gail, lovely Gail? I haven't seen her for a little bit,
I haven't
but
seen
she's
Gail
extremely
for
busy.
a while, but
She's extremely
I
busy.
understand why she is, missing in action. She's busy elsewhere.
Well, she's just busy. She's just missing from your space, but she's
Yeah.
busy. Good morning,
So
Gail.
I'm patiently waiting for her to return because she's very, very well missed.
So I also want to thank the management of the Malcolm Gishard Memorial Park, Recreation Park. They've been very kind to us to have us use this space and quite generous terms. I wouldn't go into all the detail, but they've been working with us and they understand our cause and that we want to bring persons with disabilities into the mainstream, right? And even though there'll be another event going on at the Malcolm Gishard Park for that week, I think the disaster management person from around the Caribbean or maybe the world will be having a conference at that facility. And it will be good for them to see that persons with disabilities and navies are getting out and that things are being put in place for them. And Mr. Dyer from disaster management have been helpful with us. We have started a conversation how we could get support from his department in terms of disaster risk reduction. And that is a sub-theme of our panel discussion as well. Because persons with disabilities are prone to accident, prone to disasters, and the
High risk.
disasters can create disabilities. So we have to look at the two-way connection between disability and disaster and how we could manage and prevent disasters from happening and manage the risk and fallout of any disaster so that persons could recover quickly and get back up and on with life again. And so the theme for the panel discussion will be about amplifying leadership and of the person with disabilities, and also we tag on through CBR and disaster risk reduction strategies. So it will be a very powerful panel that day, and we're just looking forward to that time. I hope that all the technical connections will be in place so we could have a full 2 hours of regional conversation on that day.
Yes, we're looking forward to that with much anticipation, and so we ask you to, what do we normally say, Paulette, save the date?
Yes.
Yes, mark the date,
You know,
6th.
I would like to say, say it to you, Dr. Libert, when, and put it out there. If a situation was different, or if I were in a different place, and I didn't have to go out on a job, I would have given all my days time to CBR.
That time will come, Paulette.
Because it is fun, it is satisfying, and I enjoy what little I'm able to do with these people. For me, it's very gratifying.
On their behalf, we appreciate your input. We appreciate it so much. Thank you so much.
That time will come in. You and Monica and Rachel and others who have to find livelihood, income generating activities. The time will come when the CBI program, the center program, will be well funded, and we could have fully paid staff who love the job, and not just in it for the money, but because they're there, but they have to live. So the program will make provision for all these things.
Interesting.
All right. Dr. Lewis has a vision, and we hold on to it for dear life, as my mother would say. Hold on for dear life, right? Because you got to believe in this, you know.
Yeah. And we are in regional conversation with others, and there are funding out there, the climate fund, the sustainable development goals funding there for those things, poverty reduction and all these things. So we just need to make the connection, get a grant writer to come and work with us to put forward a grant proposal to the ILO, to UNESCO, the IDDB, whatever agencies out there that have funding for these community development resiliency projects. We know the Global Environmental Fund, which is helping our colleagues in Antigua and Barbuda with their horticulture therapy project and things like that. So when we get these funds mobilized in our direction here on Nevis, then we could have projects that will provide a means of income generation. So that the fund may not pay for wages of people who are in the program, but at least the thing that we do from the program will create value to the society. And that value can now be in terms of remuneration, because we could have things to sell to the wider community. So that's the payback, that somebody give us things to put in place, the infrastructure, give us the training, give us skills so we can apply those skills to serve our fellow men and then earn a livelihood thereby, So keep the faith, Paulette.
Amen.
And,
Thank you, sir.
We could see you and others, being properly, gainfully employed through the activities of the Day Center program.
Yeah.
Because this program has the potential to become self-financing through the creative work of the people who come to the center. And that's the long-term vision. We have workshop space. We're creating stuff, We're already learning to do crochet and weaving craft and doing agro-processing, making teas and lotions and potions and things like that, And so when we get perfected at these scales, then we could create products of value that we can now sell to the wider community.
And don't forget our second time around Sweeter. Don't forget our second time around Sweeter stall.
Exactly. Exactly. And that second-hand sale was a bang, as they will say.
Yes, and we appreciate the support that we had from the community.
We hadn't had one for a while, and we're thankful for the director of community development who supported us and posted a video on the Facebook page. And from that, calls kept coming in, people are showing interest. Yes, they want to know more about this thing. And the wax that we had built by Marcel Metal Works, getting rid of people are now wanting to borrow those wax to display their jumble sale, because other groups are doing second-hand sale, and those wax are becoming useful.
They're unusual.
Yeah, because the wax are dismantlable, can be moved about, and display your closing on them. So thank you, Marcel, for listening to my pleas and doing the engineering work to construct those works. And they are actually they're being used today again at the Nevis International Secondary School. They're having a jumble sale at the school ground as well.
Wow.
So those works are becoming useful for others in the community. So
And we have to say thank you for the support of the police
Yeah.
and the taxi association. Everyone that has, you see, it is playing out more and more that this is a community effort, It's together everyone achieves more. And so in all these organizations that are manned by people, community people have come together to say, yes, we see you, we hear you, we feel you, let's do this together.
Yes.
We're so grateful. And that's what it's all about. So let's continue to, put hands together to, reach out to each other and let's do this together.
definitely. And the more we speak to people about the program, they say yes, it is badly needed, And the intention to support it is there, and we just need to do our in-house work, our planning, and they come to the community with value-added projects and programs, and we have the support and the launch. Now that we have created the flyers for the launch and they're being shared, it's on the screen now, the Facebook Live, being shared, and the interest is gaining momentum, escalation. I mean, when I say to St. Kitts, the director of the gender disability section say, clap hands, kudos, well done, guys, well done, because they see that things are moving in Nevis, and we hope that they'll be able to come and join us for the official launching ceremony.
Of course, they're welcome.
Third,
They're welcome.
But thankful for those who help with the creating of that flyer to promote the event, and it's all community volunteerism effort,
Yes, we do have persons around with skill, right? Lots of skill. We have visionaries
Definitely.
like yourself, Dr. Lywood, and others. We thank you for, putting your efforts together to bring out a nice product that will enhance what we're doing and promote what we're doing.
And I want to take
as you were
time
talking
to-
about value added just earlier, I thought it's far removed from value added tax.
Yeah.
It's value added benefits, right?
Yes, and I want to take time out to reach out to my colleagues across the region who will be supporting us with the panel discussion, and I will project that
Flyer.
picture on the screen shortly. How we get this on screen? The panelists will include Andrew Sharp of the Authentic Caribbean Foundation. You have Mr. Corwin Thomas. Sorry. This mouse is not moving as fast as I would like it to move.
Your brain going faster than the mouse.
Yeah, to get the pictures projected on the screen.
That's how you know the flyer by heart.
Yeah, but I want our Facebook Live audience to see the flyer. Okay, so there is the flyer for the panel discussion on the screen, and the panelists include Mr. Andrew Sharp, President of the Authentic Caribbean Foundation, who organized the Caribbean Disability Conference in Grenada just last month, the 10th to the 13th of October. And we have Mr. Bernard Warner, President of the Antigua and Barbuda Association of Persons with Disabilities, a very dynamic and vibrant advocate for disability rights. We have Mr. Corbin Thomas also, a very vibrant advocate. He's the president of the Trinidad and Tobago chapter of Disabled People International. And we have our own Mr. Anthony Mills, who is the former president of the St. Kitts Association of Persons with Disabilities, and he's now the PRO of that organization. And we have, of course, Geraldine Halls, a physiotherapist out of Guyana and a co-founder, educator, and a CBR champion. She started the Guyana CBR program. And then, of course, we have our own Mr. Lofton Pemberton, who will be joining us in studio as chairman of the Navy CB Advocate. And we're not to forget you, of course. It is your morning show.
Well,
Miss
I'm
Ali.
already here.
Yeah, you're already here, so you'll be one of the co-hosts. And of
Yes,
course,
I'm proud to take up my responsibility
Yeah.
to make sure that everyone else is, well coordinated and smooth, and everyone can hear you and see you.
and of
So that's
course
my role.
your co-partner Ali cannot be there, so we'll have someone else filling in for her. And of course, Chairman Pemberton, as he recovered from his illness, have agreed that he can be part of that panel discussion. So we're looking forward to having a very productive two-hour
And a
session.
vibrant, yes.
Come back, Mr.
You know.
Chairman.
And the topic of the conversation is combining Caribbean forces for sustainable development of persons with disabilities leadership through community-based rehabilitation and disaster risk reduction. And the theme for that day, for the International Day of Persons with Disabilities, is amplifying the leadership of persons with disabilities for an inclusive and sustainable future. So we hope to showcase that persons with disabilities have leadership potential, and they can be trained to head the organizations. They're called OPDs, or Disabled People's Organization, and DPI is one such organization. It's called Disabled People's International. It has been around for over 30 years, and they've been championing the rights of disabled persons globally. And they have a North American Caribbean chapter. And our good friend from St. Lucia, Morpheus James, is the president of DPI North America and Caribbean. He would have loved to be on the panel, but he respectfully declined because he's having a lot of activities in St. Lucia that day. But Corwin of Trinidad will be joining us. He's also a very dynamic and vibrant advocate. He's a wheelchair user, but he's a very passionate and articulate and champion for us. So we have those persons on the panel, and we hope to have a very productive and vibrant discussion. And this panel will be beamed across the world, across the Caribbean. And we are thankful for 2020 Vision for providing us the platform on that day. And thank you to you, Ren, for being part of that 2020
Well, it's
Vision.
our pleasure, all a part of promoting community development, community inclusivity, we want to always be a fabric in the community that brings everyone together. 2020 is embarking on some huge initiatives and projects going forward, ensuring that everyone is together, building resilience, building communities. I was briefed just yesterday, I think I was briefed of another initiative that 2020 is getting involved in. It's called Project 2026, right? And that has to do, Dr. Lywood, just in case your ears have not yet been bounced with it, it has to do with the bridge that links St. Kitts and Nevis.
Wow.
And so it's the vision of 2020 vision that will be completed by 2026.
You have 1 year to implement that, 2025. So next year will be a very, very,
Very busy.
active year for the
Right.
Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis.
Yes, and
those who are the Vision 2020 vision will be part of that.
yes,
Progressive.
promoting anything that has to do with making sure that the community is together and the vibrancy and the involvement of our community people. 2020 Vision Radio is a part of it, and we're very proud to be a part of our community. Right?
Okay, well, just want to acknowledge our online audience again. Gwen Williams is saying good
Oh,
morning.
hi, Gwen.
Good
I'll be
morning,
waiting for
Gwen.
you all
Good
morning. Gwen.
morning.
Sorry for the technical delays. Gwen.
Oh, Gwen, I know you miss me. I miss you too. We miss all of you.
Jam
Thank you so
Falls
much.
is also appreciative that we are online again, and
Yeah, Jam Falls must be
Yeah.
jumping around wherever she is. Thank you, Jam Falls. She's
she's
been
thanking
staunch
her neighbor
supporters.
Marcel for lending a helping hand with the construction of the wax.
Yeah, she just has to mention it's her family. That's how she is.
Yeah, and of course, Amity Stanley is also online as well.
Good morning, Amethyst. Thank all of you for
Good morning.
For your
Good
patience in
morning.
waiting. Well, we sort of the technical connection. The radio DJ is still not willing to be kind of play our promo ad, but anyway, we will talk
We're
our
here,
intro.
yes.
Just know you're listening to Out of the Shadows Into the Light, and this is our Friday morning program sponsored by Eureka Health Services. You can be in touch with Eureka Health Services at 469-0521. Of course, Dr. Liebert is the CEO for Eureka Health Services, and providing you with what are some of the health products, Dr. Liebert? Consultation.
Well, we have a gynecologist, OBGYN on board. We have a family physician. You know, I myself do family practice and also anesthesia, critical care, pain management, and of course, consultancy, advocacy for community development on many issues. I have a vibrant backyard farming, employing two persons to manage that backyard farm and creating livelihood opportunities there and food security for the island of Nevis. I mean, I've been eating from my farm. Sometimes I don't even buy bread because I have so much breadfruit.
But that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yes, and it provides for the center.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yes, so
It's a wonderful
it
thing.
works well.
Thank you very much for that. And of course,
I-
2020 is happy to be
I'm doing a
associated.
backyard gardening course through the Gender Affairs Department, partnering with the Agriculture Department and AICA. You know, so learning how to do seedlings. Right?
Oh, that's interesting. So,
So
then you
the
teach
course-
me
the
after
course-
that.
The course ends tomorrow. We have three lectures on 3 Wednesdays. You know, we do about how to do seedlings in trays and how to manage the crop cycle and looking at pest control as well. And then tomorrow we'll be visiting a farm in Case Bay to look at the drip irrigation setup
Irrigation.
and mulching and so on. I'm conflicted because I have to attend a funeral of a dear friend and neighbor, but anyway, I think I have some practical experience with setting up drips and doing mulching as well. But I will
Oh,
still.
I'm sure Banky will be happy to fill you in at a later date.
Oh, definitely.
Banky is the king of farming here in Nevis, you know. We appreciate him so much. Good morning to you, Banky King.
Good morning, Banky.
Yes, is the online program coming on at 8 o'clock?
Well, whatever happens at 8 o'clock has nothing to do with us because we'll be out of here.
So we can still keep talking there. It's 2 minutes to 8 from the computer. Yeah.
Yes, so we'll be out of here in a little bit, and I'm sure that our webmaster will be taking care of the technical issues going forward, and so we urge you to keep your dial set on 102.1 FM and be listening. We hopefully, as long as this computer here remembers that he has work to do,
Yeah, okay.
we should have the news coming up at 8 to be followed by our morning devotionals. So thank you for your support of 2020 Vision Radio 102.1 FM and also for Out of the Shadows Into the Light. Thank you, Dr. Liebert, for your consistency, and thank you for your support, your leadership, and your sacrifice and everything.
Okay, folks, and thank you once again, Ren, for being part of this vision, and you, Paul, for supporting the cause.
Yes, thank
And
you. It's my
to our
pleasure.
online audience and those of the 102.1 FM band, we say cheerio and have a blessed weekend, and we are out of here.
Amen. Bye-bye for now.
Amen.
Have a good day, everybody.
Bye.